Hey, what's up you guys? It's Aria. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So today's video is going to be how I cleared my skin slash some tips and stuff that I've learned. And don't worry, I'm not just going to tell you to drink more water. I'm going to give you actual tips that maybe you haven't heard before. So I know most people in these videos typically don't wear makeup and stuff, but I am just not quite secure enough with the way that I look to do that. I don't have any makeup covering where I would usually get acne, which is my chin and my forehead and the sides of my face. I just have some brows, eyeshadow, a little bit of concealer under here because I tried to just wear mascara and brows for this, but I just looked crazy. I just looked like I had a black eye, but that's not the point of today's video. So I'm just going to be telling you guys how I was able to turn my skin from looking like this. Wait, is that the wrong way? How I was able to turn my skin from looking like this to this. So before we get into the actual tips and products that I like, I'm just gonna kind of walk you through what kind of acne I dealt with. Basically just a little bit of backstory on my skin. So I would say I probably started at least noticing that I had acne my freshman year of high school. Obviously, I know that this isn't the worst acne ever. People deal with much worse, but it was still super frustrating because I just couldn't seem to find anything that would help it. And I did just feel super insecure about it. And no one likes getting pimples. So the type of acne that I would deal with was mostly pimples or whiteheads, I guess you would call them. I got those mostly around my chin, around my nose and the sides of my face. So that was pretty annoying, but those would kind of just come and go. But the most annoying thing was the texture of my forehead. If my skin was an ice cream flavor, it would be fucking Rocky Road because okay, I stole that joke. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter 5 years ago. My forehead was just always so bumpy. It didn't look that bad in certain lighting, but in harsh fluorescent lighting, so the kind of lighting that is at school most of the time, it just looked absolutely terrible. And no matter what I did, it just would not go away. If you've dealt with this kind of texture problem, you know how frustrating it is because it's not even acne, it's just these bumps on your forehead. And I tried so many different things for this. I tried tea tree oil, I tried products with salicylic acid, I tried benzoyl peroxide, I tried different face masks, I did the Mario Badescu drying lotion. I know a lot of people like that. I tried toners, I tried so many different things, and sometimes things would work for my pimples. Never that much of a difference, but sometimes it would seem it was kind of working, but it just never helped my forehead. It just would not go away, and it was so frustrating. So personally, I found that keeping my skin clear is around 75% diet and 25% products. This is just a rough estimation for me personally, but maybe it'll be similar for you, so I'm just gonna kind of explain what I mean. So I would say the first time I ever really noticed a difference in my skin was sophomore year when I first decided to go vegetarian and then vegan. I'm not 100% vegan anymore. That's a whole other topic though. I'm not gonna get into that. But when I cut out dairy, I definitely noticed a difference in my pimples that I was getting. I felt I was getting a lot less pimples around my chin and the sides of my face. But the biggest difference I ever noticed was when I cut down on my sugar. I used to drink Sprite almost every day, and I would just eat cookies all the time and Pop-Tarts and just stuff that isn't good for you. At first I thought that my acne was maybe being caused by stress because I'm just a really anxious person and I get really stressed out about school. But then I kind of realized that when I get stressed, I tend to eat more sugary foods, if that makes sense. So I remember this one particular week, my junior year of high school, I was homesick with God, I was so sick. I think I had bronchitis or something, but I was eating nothing but homemade vegetable soup. Literally had no processed food in it. It was all homemade. I was basically eating no sugar. When I say sugar, I mostly mean processed sugar. Sometimes I have issues if I eat too much fruit, but most of the time it's just processed sugar. I remember my skin cleared up within 2 or 3 days and the texture on my forehead just went away. I think I took a bunch of selfies. I'll put them here because my skin was just looking so nice. And so that kind of made me realize it's really just sugar that is causing all of my skin problems. But for most people, including myself, it is just not realistic to never eat sugary food. So I just kept getting into this cycle where I would be eating super healthy for 2 weeks. I would just be keeping my sugar intake super low, not really eating a lot of processed foods. And then I would decide to have a bowl of dairy-free ice cream or something. And then my skin would be breaking out for 2 or 3 weeks afterwards. I was really trying to eat healthy healthier, but like I just wanted to be able to live my life also. I'm not saying that like everybody's skin problems are caused by things that you're eating or like issues in your diet, but if you've tried a lot of products and you felt like you haven't really seen results, basically what I did was I just googled like the most common trigger foods for like, acne. I just kind of tested out for a couple weeks seeing what worked and what didn't. So that brings me into products. I still have to eat really healthy, and like I try and keep my sugar and dairy like super low because I also just like feel better. But I have found some products that have like actually worked and helped me keep my skin clear. I used to have like a 12-step skincare routine. I use toners and face washes and cleanses, moisturizers, face masks. None of it was actually working, and also I feel like when you just use that many products on your skin, you're just gonna overwhelm it and potentially make your acne worse. Just nothing ever worked for me, so I was just constantly trying new products on my skin, which was definitely not good for it. So I would say about 2 years ago, summer going into my senior year, I just got super frustrated with my skin, still just like not seeing the results that I wanted. Even though it was a lot better than it was like my freshman year of high school, it was still just not great. So I decided to try Curology. This isn't sponsored, obviously, I just like really like Curology. So when you sign up for Curology, they have you send pictures of like what your skin's looking like, and then you also fill out a little quiz about like your skin issues. So these are the pictures that I sent, and these are my results after just 1 month. So when I decided to use Curology, I stopped using all other products on my skin because I think they recommend that you do that. So I literally like didn't use any face washes, like cleansers, none of that. The only thing I did was I still just used like makeup wipes to take off my makeup. And I actually have not gone back since then. I don't wash my face with any sort of cleanser. I literally use Curology, a moisturizer sometimes, and makeup wipes on my skin, and that is it. I literally just wash my face with water in the shower. So I have actually been using Curology for 2 years now, and it has worked great. I still get like small breakouts sometimes, but it's usually just because I've been like eating more sugar and dairy than like I usually would. So I know that Curology can be kind of expensive. I think they give you like a 1 month free trial, which I would definitely recommend doing. It's definitely a lot cheaper than like going to an actual dermatologist, and also I feel like I actually have saved so much money because I stopped buying so many like face masks and face washes and like cleansers and toners and stuff. I just stopped buying all of that. So I will give you guys a little like hack, I guess, on like how to get it for like slightly cheaper. So basically they let you choose which plan you're on. I think there's one where you're like, you get like a smaller bottle every month for $25 a month, and then there's one that you get like a bigger bottle every 2 months, and there's like some other plans. I don't know them off the top of my head, but the plan that I'm on is like the super bottle plan, I think is what it's called. So basically they charge me $40 every 2 months for this size bottle. So personally I found that a bottle lasts me closer to 3 months, but so basically what I do is I just like kind of keep track of when they're going to be charging me, and if I see that like I still have a decent amount left and I don't need another bottle soon, I'll just change the date that they're supposed to ship it, and they won't charge you until it ships. So basically I get charged $40 every 3 months instead of every 2 months, which does save me some money. Curology definitely doesn't like 100% keep my skin clear. I still have to like, kind of watch like, my sugar and like dairy, but I can have a slice of cake on my birthday and not be paying the price for it for 3 weeks afterwards. So I only ever use 2 other products on my skin. The first one is the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion, I think it's called. I don't know, it has a super long name. I deal with dry skin sometimes. It's not like bad enough to where I need to like moisturize every day, but every once in a while it just feels a little bit dry. So when it does, I use the Clinique lotion. The only other thing I use is my Neutrogena makeup wipes. They honestly do kind of like sting my skin a little bit when I use them, but I don't find that they make my acne worse or anything. So usually like my little like skincare routine, I guess, is I just take off my makeup and then I put on my Curology and then I go to bed. It's not anything too crazy. So some of my final tips that I have that helps me with my skin, I will say I really have not noticed a difference if I drink more water. I know some people like swear by that. No tea, no shade, but I feel like the only people that say that drinking water like clears your skin are people that have naturally clear skin. I'm just saying. I also haven't really seen a difference with like changing like my pillowcases more often or stuff like that. One thing I have seen a difference with, I tried to limit the times that I wear makeup. So like when I was in high school, if I wasn't doing anything after school, immediately when I got home, I would just take off my makeup, because like if you're just gonna be sitting at your house, you don't really need to be wearing makeup. I would just try and limit, if you can, the amount of time that makeup is on your face. I also tried not to put makeup over where my acne was really bad. I know that like you may not feel comfortable doing this, but like sometimes I just felt like putting like especially on like my forehead, putting makeup over it honestly just made it look worse, and it definitely did not help like my acne get better. Another thing is like don't pick at your pimples. Everybody knows to do this and then everybody does it, but like that's why I have like some light like acne scarring on my face, because I would always just like pick at my pimples, and you're not supposed to pop them either, I don't think. I'm not a professional, okay? So those are all the tips that I have and all of the products that I use. I really hope this video was actually helpful for you guys. If you have any other like video requests, leave them down below. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye!